Welcome to the reopening of the Student Center. Yes, the reopening, exciting day, exciting celebration. My name is Trudy Carter, and I'm Director of Business Operations here at the Student Center. And it's really nice to see Marshall family here as well as guests, so thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Before we begin, I want to recognize any Board of Governors members maybe here. Show of hands. Any board members? Okay, university function people are here that I really want to recognize. From Facilities Planning, Jeff Pratt. Thank you, Jeff. Is Randy here? Randy Vaughn? He is not here. As well as Shar McKenna. Hey, Shar. Shar, where's my rock? Shar was always around when I'm emailing her about making a quick decision. Thank you, Shar. And as well as Brandy Jacobs-Jones. I was always calling her on things as well. Appreciate you, too. Of course, we cannot forget our partners. From Sodexo, Cheryl King, thank you for being here, as well as Katie McMullen, thanks for being here as well. Mike Campbell from the Bookstore, awesome, thank you for being here and do what you do. And of course, we cannot forget both our architects and our contractors. I mean, architects, for instance, they put our vision together, and that's what we want to do. So as far as the food court's concerned, we have the architects are here, and I think they're here. I'm going to call them out. With Ed Tucker Architects, we have Nathan Randolph. Thank you, Nathan. Phoebe, where's Phoebe Randolph? Thank you. Amber Yost. Hey, Amber. And of course, when you have that vision, with the vision, you have to have a construction crew to put it together, and that was E.P. Leach and Sons, Jimmy Leach. Thanks so much. And of course, we're sitting in the lobby, so this is a major transformation. Of course, the architects for this project were Ross Tarrant Architects, and they truly put the vision together. I mean, we had several meetings, and it was just, you want a wow effect, and they truly did, as you can see from the stairs to everything going on. So I really want to shout out to them. So they are Silka Becker. Hey, Silka. Mike Nearweather. Jeff Stivers. And then from CMTA Consultant Engineers, Brent Mallory. Is he here? Okay. And then, of course, we talked about the vision and putting it together. Swope Construction. They are awesome. I mean, think about it. This building never closed. And they were working around not only us, the workers, guests, that kind of thing, changing things around, and they really were champions for us. And so those folks are Ron Mallory from Swope, Holly Massey, David Ovid, he's my man, David, he's awesome, and Amy Price as well. Perfect. Let me tell you a little bit about the Student Center. As you may know or may not know, the building opened in 1971, and it served as a living memorial for those killed in the plane crash in 1970. The history and tradition of this space is undeniable. And those who are lucky enough to work on campus, we recognize that every day. And right now, the Student Center serves as a hub of campus. We like to call it the living room sometimes. And as you well know, when you have a living room, what? You got to update it. Yes, and it needed it, correct? I mean, the last time we actually did a renovation, if you want to call it that, back in the 90s, and it was basically, new flooring, some light fixtures, furnishings, that kind of thing. And of course, at that time, it was like, wow, this is amazing. 20 years later, it wasn't so much, right? It's a major transformation. As you can see, several updates from the stairs in front of me, the glass banisters, the flex space, the new flooring, the fireplace, you name it. And I need to give a shout out to, you cannot see it, but beyond that wall, is the football team memorial. Now, it's more than a memorial. We decided to do, it wasn't my idea, but it was from a student actually who, get my notes here, who came up with the idea to make it more interactive. Readers, sorry, I gotta see. Kyle Powers, is Kyle here? He was a student, and he came up with a great idea to make it more interactive. So if you go over there, it's a touchscreen. So for instance, you can touch a player, a coach, and it gives a little bio about them. So we're really excited about that. And then some shout outs to Drew Lahan, who was also a student, and Chris McComas, who is the manager of web communication. So a huge shout out to that nice addition to this project. We can't forget two other items, the bookstore. When they started, they kept calling it maybe a refresh. It's not a refresh. It was a minor renovation, it really was. And of course, my most exciting piece of the project, they have a dressing room, right? That's exciting, right? And then, of course, the food service opened up back in August, and we expanded Chick-fil-A. We partnered with La Familia, so we have that Huntington connection, right? And Steak and Shake, and of course the new furnishings, which we so glad we have that, because during this process, where would students hang? And so they really took advantage of the new furnishings, and of course that'll flow into the lobby starting today, apparently, right? And all the things I've said have been a lot of labor and love, and without our leadership, which our speaker coming up, Dr. Gilbert, without his leadership, this would not have happened. So really give a round of applause to Dr. Gilbert.
I am delighted to be here at this grand reopening. This is a great day for the students at Marshall. It's a great day for our faculty. It's a great day for our staff, and it's a great day for the alumni of Marshall University. I want to thank Tootie Carter for his care of this Memorial Student Center and his help getting this project to completion. I also want to thank Brandy Jacobs-Jones for her steadfast leadership as my Chief of Staff and also Senior Vice President for Operations. She helped supervise this project as well as other people in our physical plant, and you've heard some of those names mentioned already. From the fountain, which is just outside these doors, to this building where we're standing and we're gathered, this is the Memorial Student Center, as Tootie said, which serves as an evident and lasting memorial to those who perished on November 14, 1970. Harry Botoya, the designer of the fountain, wanted to commemorate the waters of life, rising, renewing, reaching to express upward growth, immortality, and eternality. On any given day, the Student Center does the exact same things. It's full of life and activity, and it's the main hub for students and staff and faculty on this campus. For the surrounding community, this building holds celebrations, banquets, parties, reunions, and weddings. The Memorial Student Center has been the heart of many wonderful memories of Marshall's sons and daughters for the past 48 years, and we hope this will continue for many years to come. This is a truly beautiful renovation. It's so bright and modern. It's all that I hoped it would be. It has taken us from the days of the Brady Bunch in the 1970s to the current day in the 21st century. And if you want to extend that TV reference, you can say we went from the Flintstones to the Jetsons. I am so glad that we have renewed this space, particularly for our students. As you heard, Sodexo helped with this new food court, and I was very quick to get in there and appreciate it. It is truly spectacular. And Follett has helped us with redesigning and renovating our bookstore. I think the total cost of this project, when you throw all the different pieces in, was around $4 million. I can tell you that there's so many things that excite me about this renovation. I'm very excited about this staircase right here that now takes us into the basement, so we don't have to go to the outside stairs to go down. It's going to bring the basement and make it part of this hub in the center of the Student Center. And I'm also excited about the touch screen that people tell me about that I've not yet experienced, but I'm very excited to go and explore. I want to thank everyone who has worked on this project, all of the people at Marshall, our Board of Governors, the architects, the construction crew. It is truly marvelous. It's a great day for Marshall, and thank you all for being here.
Members of the Marshall community and all the folks who collaborated with us and allowed us to collaborate on such a wonderful project here. Working with our our partners, students, faculty, and staff, we created the vision for dining services, not only here but across campus, and with your help, brought it to fruition. And we're thrilled with that opportunity and the outcome, and hope you all had a chance to enjoy and visit the operations here. If you haven't, please do so today. And we look forward to, there are more things coming in the next couple of years, so stay tuned. And thank you again to Tootie, Misty, Brandy, for giving us the trust to do what we do. And we look forward to working with you for many, many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone for being here today. As many of you know, Follett and Marshall University have had a long-standing partnership for 25 years, and we're just so excited to be here and celebrating the grand reopening with all of you. And we thank you all, many of you in this room, for all of your efforts and support during our internal renovation as well. So please enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the day's celebrations. Thank you.
Hello, and thank you everyone for the warm welcome and for joining here today to share this joyous moment of the opening of the Marshall University Memorial Student Center. It is not every day that a university renovates the heart of this campus, of their campus. This location is a desired comfort spot for many. In the center, it is a center of collaboration, student to student, faculty to faculty conversations. It is a place many experience first when coming onto this campus. And for those who have seen the Student Center through the years, you can spot the many differences. Instead of clubs and organizations lining up with folding tables, there is now a designated seating and tabling area location. Students also have an array of seating options that fit universal needs, including cozy hangout areas for you and your friends, high top chairs with electronic charging units for the long studying hours that we put in, and professional nooks to meet with faculty, staff, or future employers. The newly installed staircase also offers mobility and direct pathways to many commonly visited offices on this campus. But what remains the same is the fireplace, the center of it all. Though it might look slightly different, it still holds the sentiment to where we as a university started and where we go next. A fireplace is a symbol of warmth and survival through bitter cold, which we know we experience a lot in February. It symbolizes safety and security from outside dangers, and it also symbolizes family. It is a place where family gather to comfort. And as a university, we are known to continually rejuvenation of our spirit, and the fireplace will live on as a symbol of what this campus represents. We are a university dedicated to providing usability and functionality that better those who come to our campus, but most importantly, for the overall success of students. We have designed the center to be a catalyst for communication and positive relationships. We are happy to welcome this space back onto this campus. So as we celebrate the official opening of the MSC, we celebrate new conversations and new connections that will form under this roof, as well as the beautiful addition to the Marshall campus. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, my name is Parker D'Antoni, and I have the honor to speak as your current Mr. Marshall. I'd first like to thank Tootie for giving me the opportunity to speak at this momentous ceremony for our school. Marshall University has just gotten a huge upgrade to its central part of campus. I truly believe that having places like this will play a big part in recruiting the young and bright students of our future generations. As a current student, I cannot say how happy I am about the cafeteria options we now have. By getting Steak and Shake, a full-service Chick-fil-A, and La Familia, Marshall is providing quality food for its students. I have always been one to say that Marshall University is special because of how we are a community. And by getting a local restaurant in La Familia to sign a partnership for 10 years is truly amazing. Marshall is making a long-term commitment to support a local business, and hopefully when more opportunities arise, we can do it again, because it is always great to see the town of Huntington and Marshall working together. By doing this, we are furthering the bonds within the community and truly living up to being a Marshall family. Thank you again for allowing me to be a part of this ceremony, and let me just say that it is a very exciting time to be a part of our Herd family. Marshall University is truly on the rise. Go Herd.
My name is Emma Ellis, and I have the pleasure of being your current Miss Marshall. For a moment, I want you to think of how fortunate we are to be students or faculty at Marshall University during this time. This is a monumental renovation that countless students will enjoy, especially the bookstore. I remember being 8 years old and my family road tripped from Fayetteville, West Virginia, up to a Marshall football game. I was allowed to pick out just one Marshall shirt for the game that day. It was a very tough decision. Walking in and smelling the unique aroma of books still takes me back. Fast forward to my freshman year as a student here, as I'm walking around and assisted in buying my very first of many biology books. I was truly treated as one of the herd. And now, 3 years later, I stand here representing Marshall University and admiring these new renovations. The newly improved bookstore is clean, fresh, and modern. New Marshall students will walk through the bookstore and buy their very first university textbook and get the pleasure of experiencing the atmosphere of a game day. Maybe even an 8-year-old girl will be able to pick out a shirt like I once did. Thank you again for the opportunity to share my Marshall story on this historic day. Thank you, and go Herd.
Okay, as we wrap up the ceremony and prepare for the ribbon cutting, I want to leave you with some final thoughts. Marshall was no longer a university it was 100 years ago, not even 2 years ago. Like our student center, it's changed, it's grown. Like many of you, I'm excited to see what's to come for our great university. I want to thank each and every one of you, faculty, staff, students, and other guests who weathered through the detours, directional signs, closed doors, you name it. We had it, the madness, and I really appreciate your patience during this time.